Hey guys, it's Bill, William Rochelle, but you can call me Bill. My thought of the day, I forgot what it was because these two things behind me have me distracted. My thought of the day is that there's some things that aren't meant for you to understand. I had a wonderful chat today with Bambi Lynn. I suggest everyone watch it. It was a spiritual testimony that was life changing for me in the moment. Um, One of the things that we discussed is judgment and judging someone else. And there's things that go on in other people's lives that I just don't understand. But it's not my journey. So it's not meant for me to understand. It's meant for me to give grace and to accept the person where they're at and to be non judgmental. I don't want to be judged. So why should you? If there's anything that I would suggest doing, and I don't think I've ever asked or said this, is take a minute to watch just a segment of today's live podcast with Bambi or the one from Sunday. Bambi's was, especially during the time of Easter, um, a testimony of how Christ intervened in her life in her darkest hour and how she's taken that walk with him and shifted what could have been a negative, what could have been bitterness into hope and service to help others. Sundays was with Martha Lobos and Gabby, and Martha was homeless and is now an advocate for the homeless, setting up her nonprofit in Texas and in California. Both of these shows were could have been gut wrenching, but they were more uplifting. The last thing I'm going to say to you, which was really my original thought of the day, is to share your story. Share your highs and your lows, your joys and your sorrows. The reason why that was my original thought of the day is because we all put on this great life. We all show the best of ourselves on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube Live. Um, but that's a facade. Life has greatness and it's very, very positive and it's beautiful. But very few of us have had a straight line of happiness. On Saturday, my cousin Bill Scott, during Cousin Talk, talked to me and he said, Bill, right now you're not working, but this is a moment in your life. Not not the last, what am I, 40 years old now? Not the last 40 years. It's a moment. Your story, when you talk about the valleys and how you've risen to a peak and then had a valley again and rose again, um, it can change someone else's life. Someone out there that believes there's no hope, that believes they can only be where they're at, that believes that they're going to set up camp in the valley. Don't know while you walk through the valley of the shadow of death. They don't say camp out there. They say walk through it. And some of y'all have set up camp. So for those of you that have walked through it, share your story. Tell people there's hope on the other side. Let them know that your life has not always been the peak that you put on Instagram and on Facebook. Let them know that there are times where you were scared of how you were going to get by to the next week or the next day. There's nothing in this life to be ashamed of except for when you don't stand back up. when you don't take the next step, when you lie and camp out in the valley. Let people know, share, and help other people grow. I believe that's our gift to each other. So, my little 5-second thought of the day turned into a 5-minute thought of the day. And the original thought that I said really wasn't my thought of the day. It was the one about sharing your story. But I really did get distracted by the shadows of these things up here that are appearing behind me, looking like Ankh symbols. I love you all, but I gotta go. Bye-bye. And that's all, folks.